I know I've sat here, and you and I have probably had conversations in the past and said, hey, I mean, a couple of years ago, we were probably saying, he can't go a couple more years, can he? What do you make of what he's doing right now? And if you want to give a prediction of how much longer you think he can do this for, especially at this level, you can feel free to do so.
I don't think LeBron knows, so I mean, I'm sure he's got private thoughts and had private conversations with his closest people about what he thinks, but I don't think he knows. And I think one of the things I actually think that how well LeBron is playing this year is being undersold. I know that it's kind of a hard thing for me to say to somebody to say that LeBron is being overlooked, but quite frankly, I don't think he's getting the attention he deserves for the way he's playing this year. I think he's been absolutely phenomenal. And I think looking at the changes in his game at this age, I mean, as everybody knows, he was really calling him an average three-point shooter is being generous. He was a below average three-point shooter for literally decades. I mean, I can say that sentence and it not be untrue, for decades. And over the last couple of years, I think when you watch LeBron play, it's fairly obvious that he doesn't get by people like he used to. Now, look, he can still get the corner turned, and if you are late on a rotation, he will finish in your face. He will stuff it down, and he can still get around a screen and get from the three-point line to the rim in good speed. But he's not able to beat people off the dribble the way he used to be. And that has been a major impact in his game. You've seen his free throws drawn, for example, really come down. And you see that a lot of times. And so what he's done, Alan, is that he's developed into an excellent three-point shooter. Last year he shot, I think, 41% or 40%, which is excellent. 40% in the NBA, you will be worth, $100 million. If you shoot 40% and are proficient defensively, you'll make $100 million. You'll get a $100 million contract. LeBron, I think he shot 40% once in his career. I don't have his stats right up in front of me, but I think it was one of the years in Miami, and I think he did it on like 2.5 or 3 threes a game. And that was just because he was very focused on efficiency. It was a different NBA. A decade passes, and he does it again. And this time, I think it was on 6 or 7 threes a game last year. This year, he's shooting 46% on threes on 7 or 8 a game. This isn't, because the thing about Jordan, when Jordan got into his later years and he couldn't do this, Jordan developed this killer mid-range game. He had developed, Kobe did too, developed this great footwork and everything like that. LeBron is developing his three-point shooting in his late 30s. And this isn't I don't think he's going to stay at 46%, although I shouldn't assume that. He did this all last season. He's, why wouldn't he remain shooting this well? By the way, it's also the lifeblood of Laker offense. They need that shooting. Secondly, he's averaging 9 assists. Okay. You remember a couple of years ago, I think it might've been his second year in LA. It might've been his second year, maybe. Can't remember if it was a title year. He led the league in assists. He actually led the league in scoring and led the league in assists, something like 14 or 15 years apart. It's one of the great LeBron statistics that you hear and just, is true, but you can't believe. And then his they've brought in more guards. They've taken the ball out of his hands a little bit. They need him to play point guard more. And he's averaging 9.5 assists. He's also averaging 8 rebounds. So we're talking about a guy who is 39. He's not, you can't really say he's close to a triple-double, but he's sniffing averaging a triple-double.
Sure.
And shooting incredibly high efficiency. And the Lakers are doing well, despite having a very concerning defense. And I know AD has played well, and that's obviously a big factor. But I think LeBron is being underappreciated, if that's possible, the way he's playing right now.
So, Brian, I'm talking Lakers every single day. And there are a lot of times that I don't really know how to, I will say his last 3 games, he's had 3 triple doubles, 3 straight games. And the assists that you're talking about, I'm with you. I mean, you're talking 12, 14, 16 assists in a game. And here I am kind of quickly breezing by that and saying, well, Dalton Connect went 7
LeBron did.
8,
LeBron at the post-game interview.
From the field.
Yeah, he's like, well, we rode Dalton Connect. And I was like, well, Dalton Connect did have one of the great nights of his life to this point. But the Lakers rode you, sir. AD was having I know AD hit a couple of shots late in that game, but sir, they rode you. They've been riding you as they've been trying to come out of that road trip tailspin.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it, because I'm with you. There a lot of times I just don't know how to describe it. When something happens, it's like you go to a great restaurant, and every time you go there, it's just an unbelievable restaurant, and you just start losing the value of that restaurant because it's so great every time you go. You just expect it, and then you don't pay as much attention to it when you leave. And unfortunately, I think that happens with LeBron. It happens with a lot of the greats, but what he's doing at this age, I don't think there's a description for it.